All right, Shalom, Shalom. Here, Pastor Corey, here in Straightway, Kansas City, the Straightway Ministries. And guess what? Got Teacher Shane in with us.
Shalom, Shalom.
And so, just enjoying the day, getting ready to roll in town. And, try to have a little fun today, in terms of, just what it is and what's going on here with the Saints in Kansas City. But, what I do want to do is I want to plug in to Teacher Shane in terms of community. Because, as we go and we look at the different communities of Straightway, we find that we have some communities, are coming together, with folks still dwelling in the city. Then we have some communities where we have, a lot or a majority of the saints who are living in that area have come out, and then we have Straightway. All right, and so Teacher Shane has been a part of the Straightway community in Tennessee. How long, Teacher Shane?
I've been with pastor since 1995.
95. Now, I was having this conversation the other day, teacher, with one of the saints, because they were talking about, wives who have not come in, or husbands who have not come in, or just overall, people having fear about dwelling in community. So what we have is we have a alternative thought, when you have not had the experience of being in community, and it causes fear. Now, so I'm gonna ask you both sides. Now, did you know Pastor Dow prior to moving to the community?
Oh yes, sir. Sure
Okay.
did.
So how long? Where'd you meet Pastor?
I met pastor through a band member. I had a heavy metal band, doing professional music. The singer of the band knew pastor from childhood, and he was coming home one night after one of our practices, and pastor was out in that apartment complex ministering to the drug dealers. So Johnny had to pretty much come upon him and saw what was taking place.
Right.
And being a childhood friend of pastor, they got together, got to talking, and they were having some Bible studies together. And then Johnny pretty much invited me to one of the Bible studies. So I ended up going to the Bible study, listened. Holy Spirit started ministering. The Word started confirming itself.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, the Most High told me, to stick with this man.
Hallelujah.
And to help him do a work. So it wasn't too long, I was just guided fresh into Pentecostal church within, less than a year. And seeing all, reading the Word, getting filled with understanding, getting more Word in my heart and my mind, start seeing the things going on in the churches. And I started asking certain members of that church I was going to, that Pentecostal, why is this going on? Why is that going on? Because the Word says this, Word says that, and then they pretty much say, well, you got to put blinders on.
Wow.
And that didn't stick too well. So, as in seeking the Most High, getting on my knees and just asking Him to lead me and guide me into truth.
Gotcha.
And in doing that and having a sincere heart to follow after His Word and to seek after Him, He led me to pastor in that moment.
That's it.
And if I hadn't been reading the Word and had been the Spirit of Yah confirming His Word in that Bible study, I don't think I probably would be here today.
Gotcha. So, because that's the opposite end for you. And I heard a key thing, Teacher Shane, and what you said is that you was already seeking. So in that moment, you was led to pastor.
Yes.
And so what I find, teacher, with, a lot of saints, is that they miss the opportunity because they still have one foot in, one foot out. And what I found, and the reason why I believe I'm at, the level that I'm at is because I had like you, had been seeking.
Yes.
I had positioned myself to just want to see all that this has to offer. So when I came all the way in and I found out it was false, then I don't have no need to believe in the Bible or say I believe or nothing.
Yes.
Because I think for a lot of people, they say they believe, but they don't really know what they believe in.
They sure don't.
And they don't have a relationship with the Master Yahshua.
True.
So he have not manifested himself to them, like he said in John 14.
Yes.
So when you don't have a manifestation, you don't know what to believe. So somebody can come sway you with anything. So then when it looks like people are moving out to these country areas and you're moving out to the sticks and you're moving out there so you can get buckets of water from the stream, it looks like you lost your mind.
It appears that way outwardly.
So therefore it causes a fear when the whole objective, if you will, in moving out away from the cities, dwelling in community, is so that you can kill the ways of the world.
Yes.
No longer be friends with the world.
Yes.
All right. And let go of the ways of the world.
Definitely.
Is that it?
Yes, sir. And trust in the man of Yah that is leading you. Trust and obey him. You see the vision he has, because the word has given us a vision. And that vision that, you know, even in our time now, our vision, we're trying to keep our eyes. We're trying to get into the kingdom, and whatever it takes to get into the kingdom, that's what we will do, no matter what. But, you know, if it wasn't for the Most High Yah leading me to pastor, and then pastor being dropped a vision in him, you know, to bring this work about, and then to help him do that work to bring it about, you see the same vision because it echoes from the word.
Right.
It echoes. I mean, it's right there. There is a world in that word that you must see instead of living your world.
That's it.
Because you know that world that's being portrayed in that word is going to rock your world.
That's it, ain't it?
Yes, it is. It's going to rock it to the core, that's where fear comes in. You know, you look at your life, or are you going to look at Yeshua's life?
That's it. Yep.
Are you going to make the sacrifice and lose your life that you may gain his life?
Yep.
Or are you going to keep your life and then lose it all?
That's it. That's it. And you key thing, lose it all. And so that's what I found with, I just take the experience we've had. I take Deacon Miguel.
Yes.
I remember meeting Deacon Miguel for the first time, you know, back when he was just Brother Miguel. And, you know, it was just about being a light and an example. And come to find out, you know, the areas that he was stumbling in, the areas that he needed to grow in up to this point, he was able to do because he was able to look out at the lights of myself and some of the other saints and begin to assess and make changes according to where his heart was being drawn. See, you know who's drawing the righteousness because they make the necessary changes.
Oh, yes.
Of growth so you can get to where you need to be because you know you're trying to obtain to righteousness. You're trying to obtain to what the standard is to walk out salvation. And that's what I watch with some people. So when we put it in plain and we see people gravitating towards community, they know what's out in the world. They realize what's out there. You know that it's all type of vipers. You know, I seen on Facebook, Teacher Shane, that there was this pedophilia parade. And it was some pedophiles standing out and they was walking the children by people standing out naked. I'm like, what in the hell are we thinking?
Yes.
But then, again, that's the ways of the world. And if you don't do something quick, like separate, be set apart, be ye separate, come out of her. If you don't do something quick, then your children too gonna be indoctrinated with the wickedness and the ways of the world, and you miss out. So we wanted to come on this morning. I just wanted to get the very first ride in Kansas City kicked off, with a little mind candy and how you guys put something on your heart today. Teachers, this your first time being in Kansas City?
Yes, sir. Sure is.
All right. Well, we're gonna see a few things while you're here. You're gonna be here for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Took this vacation, so we was thrilled when we found out we was coming to Kansas City, and just pray that some of the wisdom that you have down, being on the community all them years, that as the brothers come around, that you can continue to impart, to echo what they think they hear Pastor saying and what they think they hear me saying.
Yes, sir.
Maybe they can reflect and bounce off coming from you.
Oh, yeah. Fear is going to be involved in anything we do, especially when you step out in faith.
Mm-hmm.
But that fear should not be something to take you away. It should be used as a motivator to actually cause you to strive even harder.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to see the work of faith. Your pastor has even echoed it many times, until you put your hand to the plow.
Mm-hmm.
That field ain't going to get plowed unless you put your hand to the plow and guide that plow and tell that beast of burden how to move.
Right, that's it.
I mean, a lot of people, they think they love, but they don't love.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to generate a love from their own being, which they should be generating a love from the greater one is in them. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. And many people are trying to pull love out of this world and try to bring it into this walk, and it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Not going to work at all.
No.
It's Christ or nothing. Without him, we can do nothing. If a person get an epiphany and a revelation of that, they'll come to a place of humility and strength that they can actually feed on and grow on.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna get to the other side of Jordan by staying on one side of the bank.
No.
You gotta cross over.
You gotta cross over.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. So now, teacher, coming from where you were out and meeting Pastor, 95, that's a long time. Did you think that the community was gonna look like how it look now?
No, sir.
But you just went anyway.
Went anyway and just gave myself to the work, and now I see the fruit of the work.
Ooh, gave yourself.
I didn't see, a seed by itself it looks like just nothing. But it ain't gonna produce nothing itself till it dies to itself first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we had to work with was a seed.
Right.
And it took a lot of us together to get that seed planted.
That's it.
And to get that seed watered and to get that seed harvested. And now, because of this, going into this and starting small and now seeing and entering into the great reward of our labors, and then allowing others to come in to enter into our labors, has been a blessing.
Man, I can see it. I mean, anybody that know anything about a project, that when you see it through start to finish, and you see the effects that it have on people who had nothing to do with the project.
Yes.
It's great, but to do it from the kingdom and see the fruit of the kingdom be loosed on people who come generations later, it's got to be a blessing. I think about that all the time, because this is what is desired of us, that we begin to build up for the next generation to be able to know the greatness of Yahweh.
Yes.
And so, in that, teacher, that's what I hope that people will get in their minds, that you got to do the work. And I look at what people say, because I had a brother make a statement to me before about he don't know what the future is going to hold, what it's going to be. So in essence, he was withholding good.
Yeah. He was holding good. He was not trusting in the Most High Yah. I mean, it goes again. his life or your life?
That's it.
And then in his life, you know, he gave it for us all.
Right.
That we could be partaker of his life.
Yep.
And if we don't get into this labor as he labored, if we don't get into the fellowship of his suffering, and that's the human being does not like suffering.
No.
The human being does not like pain. The human being does not like to sweat.
That's it.
And it's sad. It's really, really sad. But in this time, in this hour, being, you know, just an outreach of Yah, and to see his vision come to pass, to raise up a standard against all these pedophiles, all these gays, you know, to raise up a nation that's going to come against all this wickedness and bring it down.
Bring it down.
It's got to come down.
It's got to come down.
Because we know that our Master and our Savior is coming back in flaming fire.
Woo.
And when he comes back, will he find faith on the earth? Or there'll be a work done on the earth that he can call us up into the armies at that time and then come back and to be part of his vengeance.
Ooh-wee. I hear you, teacher. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. And that's what that's the core crux of what this got to be, you know. And that's why you got to want to be set apart. You got to want to be set apart because you know that you are attaching to something far greater than what's going on in this world. See, they got you confused with all the trinkets and tricks and deceptions and I mean just the buffoonery.
Yeah, all this temporal crap.
Oh,
like
man.
Sand in the hand. How long are you gonna hold on to it?
That's it.
When the Most High has laid out for you something that's eternal that you're gonna take on once you shed off this old earth suit.
That's it. That's it, teacher. You know, I'm thankful because that is my daily deal, you know, and I do keep the focus of what's necessary, what's required of my hands to help push it forward, you know, as well as be cognizant of those who are around me that are not a part of pushing it forward. Because the words say know them by their fruit. The word also requires that we put our hands to the plow, teacher. And in that, you see the word by itself edified itself because the word also says that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Oh, man, teacher, I you know, I can't tell you how much that has come to fruition for me in this past 3 to 5 years, and the saints that I just see that come here that you know, I don't know what, first of all, I don't know when you go to the feast, you go to Straightway, and most people go get a euphoria.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And that's it. They go get a euphoria, teacher. And that's all they get. But for myself, I was looking at how the word of the book was found to be true in this generation. Seeing that the disciples had done something when the promise of the Messiah finally came and he walked among them. From the prophecies of Genesis 49 to Numbers 24, you know, I mean, we can go down the list from the holy prophets to when they talked about when the Messiah come, where he came. And when he was taken up, we found that here's what the brethren had found themselves doing to keep that promise alive in the hearts of the people. And that's what they were doing. Mm-hmm. The disciples was keeping the promise alive. And so what they did, the setting apart of being together, breaking the bread, being in one place in prayer daily with signs and wonders following, was the result of keeping the promise alive.
Yes.
And therefore, I saw Pastor Dow doing that.
Yes.
See, that's what the depth is. But when you don't understand the word, then you have not found that, and that don't make sense to you. But I saw it.
Yes.
I'm like, wait a minute. Here it is. Here it is in the book. Here's this dude on this video screen.
Yes.
Now I don't know who he is.
Yes.
But some kind of way he done figured out how to do that in this day, which I never thought it could be done. Just because I wasn't in the word like that. I wasn't attached to the word like that because, again, y'all was way over there, up there somewhere.
Yeah, like a picture on the wall.
Yeah. And I was way over here.
Yes, sir.
And I'm doing what I do. He's doing what he do. When it's time, then we're gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And most people is in that type of mindset.
Yeah. They have no inner substance. They have not received the Spirit.
Right.
And then, therefore, because not receiving the Spirit, they cannot show their love for the brethren, know that we have entered in the light.
Right.
Because we have love for the brethren.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the fruit. That's the fruit. That's the fruit. I mean, like you said, you read the Word, and you know, you're contemplating, meditating on it, and then you saw a man actually bringing that Word that was on pieces of paper in black and ink.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you see it giving life. There was life breathed into it. It was substance coming out of something that you thought was out there floating in the ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was real solid and real true.
Exactly.
And it was manifesting itself right before your eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know, so that to me, T, that's what makes community important, because now you come together in this place, in this space, in this time, and in this moment to look at the book and say, okay, this is what righteousness is. This is what the disciples did to help restore Israel to what is going to be the kingdom.
Yes.
So we're coming together and we are diving over into these things, which is a righteous way. We can easily look at this and look out there and see that that's a wicked way.
Yes.
This is a righteous way. And all who is planning on being a part of this is the standard you're going to live by.
Yes.
Thus says Yah.
Yeah, that's the structure. That's the way the Most High has ordained it from the beginning.
That's it.
And He wants us to be His actual sacrifice to bring it about. Because this is going to be a witness.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be a witness to all creation. Yeah.
To all creation. It is.
The sons of Yah manifesting. You read about it.
Oh.
This whole creation groaneth and developed just for the sons of Yah to show themselves.
That's it. You oh my goodness, you just said, see, and this, I said this on Sabbath teaching. In that teaching I just put up, Yaka'ob in the last day. I said, one of the things that the Hebrew Israelite camps get wrong is not preaching the gospel to every creature. Why? Because Yahshua said, when you preach the gospel to the ends of the earth, it shall be as a witness.
Yes.
To the nation. See, so therefore you either receive or you reject Yahshua when the time came, just as all creation is groaning and witnessing the manifestation.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all, you know, but you miss this when you don't get in community with a community of believers, and not just somebody saying that we believe, but I'm talking about people that have been converted to the way of righteousness, not religion, not Christianity, not Hebrewism, not. The list is long, but the sons of Yah, it won't be many. It's only a remnant that shall be saved. Hey, teacher, I appreciate you on this video. We'll be coming back to you all throughout the week. We're gonna lay up a little bit and dig into the book. But just wanted to, like I said earlier, just put something on your mind. Hey, you all have a blessed day out there. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom is right.
Hallelujah.